हेलो एवरीवन ओम सर कोचिंग को तुम मानक स्वागत। आज आम नवम श्रेणी इंग्लिश बहिर द लॉस्ट चाइल्ड रो क्वेश्चन आंसर आलोचना करिबा। ताहेले आरंभ करिबा प्रथम सेक्शन रु। एक नंबर क्वेश्चन, फाइंड आउट द पर्सन्स डिस्क्राइब्ड इन द स्टोरी, व्हेयर आर दे गोइंग। आंसर हेबो द पर्सन्स डिस्क्राइब्ड इन द स्टोरी आर ए चाइल्ड एंड हिज फादर एंड मदर, दे आर गोइंग टू द फेयर। सेकंड क्वेश्चन, व्हाई डिड द चाइल्ड लैग बिहाइंड। Answer हेबो the child lagged behind because he was fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Third question, what things did the child see on his way to the fair? What attracted him most? Answer हेबो on his way to the fair the child saw toys, dragonflies in the flowering mustard field, little worms and insects along the footpath, raining petals of flowers and doves in the grove. The toys attracted him most. Fourth question ଦେଇଛି, did the child gather anything on the way? What was it? What happened to it? Answer ହେବ yes, the child gathered some raining petals of flowers on the way. The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. Fifth question ଦେଇଛି, what were his father and mother like? Answer ହେବ his parents were caring and always called him whenever he lagged behind. Sixth question ଦେଇଛି, come child come, who said this, how many times and why? Answer ହେବ the child's parents called come child come for 3 times. The child was always lagging behind by getting attracted towards many things, so his parents called him. Seventh question ଦେଇଛି, what do you think the next part of the story will be about? Answer ହେବ the next part of the story will be him getting lost in the fair. एबे आमे देखिबा सेकेंड सेक्शन रे देइथिबा किछि क्वेश्चन। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन देइछि, हु डिड द चाइल्ड सी एट द फेयर। आंसर हेबो द चाइल्ड सॉ ए फ्लावर हॉकर एंड स्नेक चार्मर एट द फेयर। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन देइछि, डिड द चाइल्ड वांट टू बाय एनीथिंग इन द फेयर, व्हाट आर दे, व्हाई डिड ही मूव ऑन विदाउट वेटिंग फॉर हिज फादर्स रिप्लाई। आंसर हेबो yes, the child wanted to buy barfi, a garland and balloons in the fair. He moved on without waiting for his father's reply because he knew that he would never get those things for himself. Third question, did his parents buy him anything? Why? Answer ହେବ no, his parents did not buy anything. His parents had their reasons of not buying things for him. They thought buying barfi would mean he was greedy, buying a garland would mean it was cheap, and the child was too old to play with balloons. Fourth question, did he like the music played by the snake charmer? How do you know this? Answer ହେବ yes, the child liked the music played by the snake charmer. He went towards the snake charmer to listen to it. Fifth question, what was it that attracted the child most? Answer ହେବ the roundabout was the thing that attracted the child most. Sixth question, the child made a bold request to his parents to go on the roundabout. Will the parents allow him? Answer ହେବ I don't think his parents would allow him to go on the roundabout. ଏବେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ସେକ୍ସନ୍ 3 ର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର୍। ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଦେଇଛି, ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଦିସ୍ ସେକ୍ସନ୍ ଆବାଉଟ୍। ଆନ୍ସର୍ ହେବ ସେକ୍ସନ୍ 3 ଇଜ୍ ଆବାଉଟ୍ ଦ ହେଲ୍ପଲେସନେସ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ହୁ ୱାଜ୍ ଲଷ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ଦ ଫେୟାର। ହି କୁଡ୍ ନଟ୍ ଫାଇଣ୍ଡ ହିଜ୍ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ୍। ସେକେଣ୍ଡ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍, ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ୱାଜ୍ ଦ ମୋଷ୍ଟ ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟିଭ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଫର୍ ଦ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ। ହାଉ ଡୁ ୟୁ ନୋ ଦିସ୍। Answer ହେବ the most attractive thing for the child was going on the roundabout. He wanted to be there so badly that in going ahead towards it he was lost in the fair. Third question, what made the child cry? How did he try to look for his parents? Answer ହେବ the missing of his parents made the child cry. He searched everywhere. He even went to the temple hoping to find his parents there. Fourth question, who lifted the child up and how? Answer ହେବ an unknown man lifted the child up in his arms, stopping with great difficulty. Fifth question, do you think the child will find his parents? Answer ହେବ yes, I think the child will find his parents with the help of that man. ଏବେ ଆମେ ତାପର ସେକ୍ସନ୍ ଅର୍ଥାତ୍ ସେକ୍ସନ୍ 4 ର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର୍କୁ ଦେଖିବା। ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଦେଇଛି, ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଡିଡ୍ ଦ ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ୱାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ନୋ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ଦ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ। ଆନ୍ସର୍ ହେବ the man wanted to know whose child he was and how did he get there. Second question ଦେଇଛି, Did the man try to make the child happy and how? Answer ହେବ yes. The man took efforts to make the child happy. He took him to the roundabout. He then took him to the snake charmer. He also took him to the flower hawker, balloon seller, and finally to the sweet shop. Third question ଦେଇଛି how did the child react to the man's offerings? Answer ହେବ the child did not take any of the man's offerings. He was crying and all he wanted was his parents and nothing else. Fourth question ଦେଇଛି what impression do you have on the man who helped the child? Answer ହେବ the man seemed to be a kind and helping human being. He did everything possible thing to make the child happy. Fifth question ଦେଇଛି will the man be able to find the child's parents? What will happen to the lost child? Answer ହେବ yes, the man would be able to find the child's parents. The lost child will be able to find his parents. ଏବେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ବହିରେ ଦେଇଥିବା ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍. ତ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଦେଇଛି the following is the summary of story the lost child. Fill in the blanks of the summary with the suitable words from the bracket. ତାହେଲେ ଆମକୁ जो ବ୍ଲାଙ୍କ୍ସ ଦେଇଛି ଫାଙ୍କା ସ୍ଥାନକୁ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରିବାର ଅଛି ୱିଥ୍ ସୁଇଟେବଲ୍ ୱାର୍ଡ଼ସ୍. ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଏଠାରେ ଯାହା ବି ତୁମର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଦେଇଥିଲା ତା'ର ଉତ୍ତର ସହ ଏଠାରେ ମୁଁ ଲେଖିଦେଇଛି. ତାହେଲେ ଆନ୍ସର୍ରେ ଲେଖିଛି କ'ଣ once a child went to a village fair with his parents. Fascinated by the toys he lagged behind. On his way to the fair he saw the dragonflies, a beautiful grove, etc. The child with his parents arrived at the village square and saw a sweetmeat seller with various sweets, a flower seller with garlands of gulmohar, a man holding with balloons, a snake charmer playing a flute to a snake, and a roundabout in full swing. He wanted to go on the roundabout and he could not find his parents in the crowd. Then he cried, ran here and there in the crowd to find his parents. At the temple gate, a man lifted him up in his arms and asked him about his father and mother. The man wanted to make the child happy, but the child lost interest in the things that he had wanted earlier. ଏବେ ଆମେ ରାଇଟିଂ ସେକ୍ସନର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର୍କୁ ଦେଖିବା. ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଦେଇଛି ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ୱେର୍ ଦ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ ଦ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ସ ଅନ୍ ହିଜ୍ ୱେ ଟୁ ଦ ଫେୟାର? ହ୍ୱାଇ ଡିଡ୍ ହି ଲ୍ୟାଗ୍ ବିହାଇଣ୍ଡ ହିଜ୍ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ୍? ଆନ୍ସର୍ ହେବ ଅନ୍ ହିଜ୍ ୱେ ଟୁ ଦ ଫେୟାର ଦ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ୱାଜ୍ ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟେଡ୍ ବାଇ ମେନି ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍. Initially he was attracted by the shops of the toys, then he was attracted by the dragonflies, insects and worms. When he was entering the grove, petals of flowers fell on him and he suddenly heard the cooing of the doves and again got attracted to them. As he and his parents went in the village, he was again attracted by sweet shop where he wanted to have burfi. Then he was attracted to a garland, balloons and music that was played by a snake charmer. But what attracted him the most was the roundabout, which he wanted to play. The child got attracted to many things on his way, which made him lag behind his parents. Second question ଦେଇଛି what things in the fair attracted the child? Why did he move on without waiting for an answer from his parents? Answer ହେବ the child was attracted towards the sweets, garland of gulmohar, balloons, snake charmer's music and the roundabout. He did not wait for an answer when he first saw sweetmeat shop because he knew that his parents would think of him as greedy child. Then he did not wait for an answer and moved from the garland seller because he knew that his parents would think the garland as cheap. His parents would think that their child was too old to play with balloons, and this was known by the child, and he moved from balloon seller. He knew that his parents did not like the coarse music played by the snake charmer and would not allow him to listen to it, so moved on from there too. Third question ଦେଇଛି when did he realize that he had lost his way? How is it described in the story? Answer ହେବ the child was most attracted by the roundabout. He wanted to play on it badly. He made a bold request to his parents and stood there. He wanted a reply from his parents, so he looked back. There he did not see his parents. Then he looked either side and behind. It was then he realized that he has lost his way. He then started crying and started looking everywhere, but he could not find his parents. फोर्थ क्वेश्चन देछि व्हाई डिड द लॉस्ट चाइल्ड लूज इंटरेस्ट इन द थिंग्स दैट ही हैड वांटेड अर्लियर आंसर हेबो इन डेस्परेट सर्च ऑफ हिज पेरेंट्स द चाइल्ड वेंट टू सर्च देम एट ए टेम्पल he was crying very much and his cry was heard by a man who went to the child and took him in his arms. Then the man asked him where he was from, but the child did not answer. The only thing he wanted was his parents. The man did everything to make him happy. He took the child every place and gave everything that he wanted earlier, but the child was not interested in the things that he wanted earlier, but all he wanted was his parents. Fifth question देछि what do you think happens in the end? Does the child find his parents? Answer हेबो I think that helping and kind man must have found the child's parents and made him happy. Yes, the child must have found his parents. ताहेले थिला आजिर प्रश्न उत्तर वीडियो जदि वीडियोटी भल लगी थाए वीडियो को लाइक करंतु एवं एमिति सब विषय प्रश्न उत्तर पाइबा पई ओम सर कोचिंग चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दियंतु।